it never happened. All right, so as promised, we are here at San Gabriel Country Club. We are supporting the Jaime and Blanca Herrin Foundation, raising money for the World Central Kitchen, making sure that the fire victims here in the area are taken care of, and another major leaguer and a Dodger legend, a World Series champion, 1988 with the Dodgers, Mickey Hatcher, joining us right now. Mickey, it's good to meet you. Thanks for coming by.
I'm an old geezer like Jaime is. It was fun. I'm a good old geezer.
Yeah, no, well, you can call yourself a geezer all you want. That's fine. Here's what I know, Mickey. I remember you running around the bases at warp speed in Game 1 of the 1988 World Series. You know, we all know how that game ends with Gibson hitting his home run, but you hit a home run earlier in that game. That's one of my favorite Dodger memories because it looked like you lost your mind when you were running around the bases.
I practically did because I think I was in more shock than the 40,000 people at the game. And you know, usually I hit the top of the fence. My ball never travels that far. So all I wanted to do was get a double out of it. When I rounded first base and I was just shocked to see that the ball went in the stands. So I kept going. I'm lucky I didn't pass Saxey at home plate.
Crazy stuff. You know, I'm looking at all these pictures, these photographs, and I just love them. I could stare at these all day like I did as a kid. What do you love most about baseball? Just the sport of it.
You know what? I love playing the game, but just the people that I had an opportunity to play with as teammates, play against. I mean, just the most amazing athletes that you could ever see out there playing a game. And, you know, back in the day, you know, when I first came up, I remember going into Yankee Stadium when I got traded over to the Twins, and they had old timers game, and I sat there, and they had Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra and all those guys in the dugout over there, and the guys that I watched when I was a kid coming up, and you know, my idols back in the day, and I think I got more joy out of all that than just playing the game. Just the fact that I got to see a lot of great players play and have great careers, and some of them made it to the Hall of Fame. So that was a joy for me. But the biggest joy was 1988, of course, and not the fact that I hit the 2 home runs. Is that every time I went into New York, Mickey Mantle was my idol growing up. So every time I went to New York, I went to his restaurant. Never seen him, never met him. And I'd go in there and do a radio show there because there's a lot of Brooklyn Dodger stuff, and they'd give me all the food and drinks I want, which was good to me. That was
good deal.
That was good. That was more money than I was making at the time. But I went in there, and I remember the manager coming over and saying, "Hey, Mick, Mickey Mantle wants to talk to you."
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, "Really? Why are you going to go there?"
Yeah.
I go, "You're so full of whatever, blick, blick." And he goes, "No," and he points over the table. And Mickey Mantle stands up, and he's like this. And I walked over, and I never shook so hard my whole life. And I was scared to death. And I said, "Mickey, this is a big honor." And I said, I almost started crying. I said, "My dad, I wish he was here. You were his idol. You were my idol. That's where I got the name Mickey." And I said, "Thank you for the opportunity to meet you. I don't want to keep you. Really appreciate it, Mickey." And so I get ready to walk away. Grabs me, has him, the manager come over with his menu with his picture of it, and he signs to Mickey.
Oh my
best
goodness.
wishes. Mickey, my wife framed it at my house, and as I'm walking away, he grabs me around the neck, and he goes, "This is when we were playing the Mets," and he goes, "Hey, your name's Mickey." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Bleep, bleep, 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 bleep. You better start hitting some more home runs." Just like that. And I hit 2 home runs in a World Series. And so after we won the World Series, I told the story. I said, "You know what? If Mickey Mantle was my hitting coach, I might have made some money in the game."
Yeah, man.
True story. True story.
That is fantastic. Longtime Major Leaguer Mickey Hatcher joining us here. Mickey, you mentioned, you know, the highlight of your career, the '88 Dodgers. Obviously, you guys won the World Series. DeMarco, of course, is a Super Bowl champion.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. And we just saw a Super Bowl last night, and I've been lucky enough to see DeMarco kind of interact with some of his former Rams teammates, with those guys that won the Super Bowl. I would imagine it's similar for you. Yeah, you get to meet some Hall of Famers and be around a lot of different great players, but is it even a little bit of a different level when you get to go back and be with those guys that you were with in '88, that you guys went on that incredible ride?
Oh, yes. You know, luckily the Dodgers bring these events together where we get the chance to come and meet each other, and it's always a great thrill. Last year was amazing, the players that they brought in from when I first broke in with Dusty Baker Reggie Smith and that whole crew, with the crew that I played with, to some of the players that I coached after I got out. So, it was a thrill for me. The game last night, football game, though, was like, oh, my God, man. I'm like,
not great.
Philly was just unbelievable. Lost me a lot of money, but I don't know if you want to say that on this stage. But,
no, go ahead.
No, you're good.
That was an amazing game. But to go back and see some of my friends, see them here at the tournament here, it was just great memories, because a team like that will probably never win a World Series again. Of course, Dodgers they'll buy the best players in baseball, and they're going to be in it every year.
This team's a little different than that.
Yeah. Try to win with our team again. That's never going to happen.
Does it make it special? I mean, Dodgers winning the World Series, always fun. Does it make it a little more special that you beat the Yankees to get it done?
Well, it wasn't. Well, yeah, we beat the Yankees, but
this current group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Does it make it more special that you beat New York again?
Yeah.
If you're
I think so, because that rivalry goes way back. And, I don't know how many times they played each other during the years. So, yeah, it was. And it was two amazing teams combining into the to get into the playoffs. And you got Ohtani, who's never been there, to get in there and have an opportunity to win a World Series, coming over to the Dodgers, turning that organization around. Yeah, definitely, and it couldn't have been any better than playing the Yankees.
You ever seen anything like that, like Ohtani? A guy that can hit like that?
Never
and
been anything like that.
No, I mean
there might have been somebody, maybe. Yeah.
He was like that with the Angels, and the only factor was that he was pitching, and I think that my personal feeling is that Dodgers should just keep him as a hitter, because I think that when you pitch, he always has tendency to break down, which he did with the Angels twice. And it just shows you just let him hit what kind of an individual he is. And he's a specimen. He is just a person that, nobody knows what he does on the like you say, before game and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His workout ethic is beyond, I talk to a lot of players that have been in there and watch what he does. Is amazing. That it's hardly any players in baseball could do that and play a game, but he does it, and it's just amazing.
Mickey Hatcher is our guest. He is here at part of the Jaime Blancarin Golf Tournament Foundation today. You were part of the Stuntmen going back to 1988, a group of guys that were obviously good baseball players, but characters as well. And you were well known throughout your career as being one of the more colorful guys in Major League Baseball. How important the Stuntmen? He was kind of the leader of the Stuntmen along the way as well. It's changed a little bit, but Mickey, for baseball players are baseball players, right? and they always will be baseball players. What was it like having that as kind of your, I don't know if responsibility is the right word, but your role in the team was to make sure the guys are having a good time. You got to play, you got to do all these things, but to be a character in the clubhouse as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was different. Which, like I said, Al started with Kirk Gibson in spring training. And he was very serious type of person. So, we had some characters like Rick Dempsey and myself that tried to keep one end loose all the time, and that wasn't the standard that he wanted. But as the season went on, Kirk Gibson realized that we got to have a combination of both, and I think that's where we molded to our team. But in spring training, I was like, I knew I didn't have very many years left. Rick Dempsey knew he didn't have very many years together. I said, Rick, we had Danny Heap, who had played for a long time, and I said, let's go. We're going to be the Stuntman. He goes, those guys in spring training, they only like to play 3 innings. We're going to go in and we're going to win these spring training games, and we took it serious because when we worked out in Evil Jiva in the worst baseball fields.
Yeah,
and nobody even knew who we were.
Wow.
Dodgers got all the starters, got the stadium, the nice infield grasses. We're over there to get bad hops in our face, and I said, you know what? We're not going to use this as an excuse. We're going to sit over here. We'll go over there when these guys leave the game. hey, we're gonna go there and win it. And it became like a competition now, because when Alfredo Griffin was hurt, or our third baseman was hurt, we'd have 7 guys over there taking ground balls, and they'd be over there like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Hey, you go down. One of us going to take over, and you ain't getting your spot back."
Amen to that.
And that's how we did it,
yes.
and we took pride in that, and they knew it. And it built as the season went on, and we ended up having a good season.
I'll say, World Series champions in 1988. He hit a pair of home runs along the way as well. Longtime major leaguer, major league coach as well with the Angels. Mickey Hatcher. Mickey, appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Nice
Thank you.
All right.
Good to talk with you. Thanks,
Oh, yeah.
Mickey.
I've
Appreciate
never
it.
been more disappointed in my life.
About?
I thought that something else about the Stuntmen. Like, I want to hear some stories.
I bet he's got a few. Yeah, I was going to say, you do know that we work for Disney, right?
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
You and Mickey go over there. He'll
people.
tell you another story or two along the way for sure. All right.